Nightly, I'll let you know how cold your trick-or-treat forecast is going to be.
Of the 3 largest days of the year that pedestrian deaths happen.
Safety tips you need to know before trick-or-treating tonight. Plus, we're tracking the Mpox case here on campus. Hear the latest from state officials. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Emily Faith.
And I'm Kaylee Jo Hommel. We begin tonight with Halloween.
If you plan to trick-or-treat tonight, then you will want to bundle up.
OU Nightly meteorologist Hunter Brittingham is in the studio with more on how spooky those temperatures will be. Hunter?
Spooky temperatures indeed. This morning alone, we woke up to an overnight low of 28 degrees here in Norman, 25 in Oklahoma City. Everybody across the state seeing those sub-freezing temperatures, and that's why we had that freeze warning that was allowed to expire at 9 a.m. this morning. Our first official hard freeze of the season is what we had, but right since then, we've been seeing our temperatures currently in the upper 40s across Norman and Oklahoma City. Some warmer temperatures across the Red River currently. Everyone's seeing those temperatures above freezing at this hour. Our radar image is also clear, so no threat there for any rain or storms tonight in the forecast. If you are planning to go trick-or-treating, you don't need to include the umbrella or the rain jacket unless that's included in your costume. But coming up later in the show, I'll talk about more on the increasing temperatures, the dry pattern that's persisting, and I'll have your first look at November.
Thanks, Hunter. Trick-or-treaters will be out and about in the city tonight. And while it's a lot of fun, it's also one of the most dangerous nights of the year for kids. OU Nightly's Morgan Martin is live now with the safety tips that you need to know before heading out.
And if you're planning on trick-or-treating tonight, the City of Norman recommends you go out anywhere from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. And to ensure that everyone is safe, it's important that both drivers and pedestrians stay aware of their surroundings. An earlier sunset and dark-colored costumes can be a dangerous combination for trick-or-treaters this Halloween. AAA Oklahoma says that drivers should be aware of the large number of pedestrians roaming around neighborhoods.
It's important always, but especially tonight, to stay off your phone. If you're participating in a party, an adult party with Halloween, make sure you get a ride share or a ride home from a sober friend. Those types of things can prevent a catastrophic event from happening. You don't want to have that responsibility on your back.
A 2018 study from Canada found that child pedestrians 4 to 8 years old are 10 times more likely to be killed by a car on Halloween than any other day of the year. The City of Norman recommends pedestrians stay on sidewalks, cross at crosswalks, and look both ways before crossing the road. The insurance company wants to remind parents that in the midst of the Halloween excitement, kids may forget traffic safety.
So it's important for parents to check in with their kids before they hit the trick-or-treating scene. Maybe add some reflective layers, give your kids a flashlight. Those types of things can really help in visibility.
You can find more information and safety tips on the City of Norman's website ahead of your Halloween activities. In Norman, Morgan Martin, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Morgan. A refugee camp in Gaza today lays in ruins after it was hit by an Israeli missile strike. According to eyewitness accounts on the ground, a large number of people were killed in the blast. However, it is unclear how many. Israel says they were targeting a Hamas commander they believe to be at the camp. Hamas has denied the military leader's presence at the camp. And when asked about the strike, an Israeli military official called civilian deaths the tragedy of war.
FBI Director Christopher Wray issuing a stark warning, telling the nation that the war in the Middle East could inspire extremists to carry out more anti-Semitic attacks.
This is a threat that is reaching, in some ways, sort of historic levels, in part because, as you know all too well, the Jewish community is targeted by terrorists really across the spectrum.
Wray says the FBI is following up on threats and leads as people continue to report them. For students here on OU's campus, you can submit a report online if you are experiencing bias or feeling unsafe.
Now in New York, officials have a man in custody after they say he made anti-Semitic threats against students at Cornell University. OU Nightly's Victoria Anderson joins us live in the news center with this and the rest of today's headlines.
Police now have a suspect in custody in connection to online threats against Jewish students at Cornell University, forcing many students to leave campus for their safety.
my grandpa's a Holocaust survivor, as you mentioned. I lost many relatives who had to walk into the chambers. Jewish community states often that never again, never forget. Now's the time to really live up to that motto.
Cornell is now increasing security on campus for Jewish students and organizations.
Not in the face of an intensifying strategic competition in the Indo-Pacific and around the world.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is cut off today while discussing funding for Israel. Protesters interrupting a Senate security spending meeting calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. And in Colorado, a potential mass casualty attack prevented at an amusement park after a heavily armed man entered the park with several explosive devices. Police say they found the 20-year-old man dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound shortly after the park opened. And in an attempt to raise recruiting numbers, the Air Force and Space Force are now raising the maximum enlistment age to 42. Kaylee, Joe, Emily.
Thanks, Victoria. Coming up on OU Nightly, confirmed cases of Mpox on campus and across the state.
OU Nightly's Becca Yanes has what state health officials are saying in Health Beat.
And how you can catch a scare right here in Norman.
We've got the details on how you can experience the haunted history of the city. Up next. We're continuing to follow the active case of Mpox currently on campus. State health officials say there are 5 active cases in the state. OU Nightly's Becca Yanes joins us live with more in today's Health Beat.
The State Department of Health says there are 4 active cases in the central region and there is 1 in Oklahoma County. OSDH says that Mpox is a reportable disease in the state. They say that once it is reported, then there will be an investigation, then prevention and control recommendations for the individual. The student, who OU Nightly confirmed is an undergraduate, says that when he received his positive result, nothing was done. The student went to the hospital to get the test. When the doctor confirmed the positive result, the student says everything changed.
And kind of like treated me like an animal, to be honest. This is like the first time that I ever felt this way with a health provider.
The student turned to the university for help, but was left without answers. Doctors say that Mpox, formerly called monkeypox, is spread by touch, and symptoms can take up to 12 days to appear after exposure. Symptoms may include fever, headache, muscle aches, backache, and swollen lymph nodes. Doctors also say to look out for a rash that turns into fluid-filled bumps. I reached out to the university for any additional comments, and they did not have one today. As of yesterday, the university says they have protocols in place for infectious diseases. Kaylee, Joe, Emily.
Thanks, Becca. For any Sooners looking for a scare this Halloween, one man is sharing the haunted history of our very own Norman, Oklahoma. Victoria Anderson has the story.
Norman, Oklahoma is known for its vibrant college life and athletics, but what you might not know is the haunted history hiding underneath. Established in 1889, the town of Norman is a gem of the Sooner State. But folklorist Jeff Provine says the town holds more secrets than it seems.
So when people typically think about spooky stories, they think, oh, Salem, Massachusetts, or Savannah, Georgia, really old places. But these are stories that are happening all the time, and why not here in Norman?
Provine, an adjunct professor here on campus, is the founder of Norman Ghost Tours, which shares tales of Al Capone and hidden treasure all right here on Main Street. Provine says groups come from all different walks of life and walk away with different experiences.
Some people just want a spooky story that they can share with other people. Others want to hear some more history about the town and get some context on that. Or maybe even just a perspective on the afterlife, right? Who are these people and why are we still talking about them today?
As spooky season ramps up, some tourgoers say sharing a few scary stories is the perfect way to get into the holiday spirit.
So we were looking for something outside of the box. And this definitely checked all the boxes for us tonight. It was really cool.
Now, for any Sooners looking for a spook, these tours run throughout the year. Reporting in Norman, I'm Victoria Anderson.
To sign up for future tours, visit ghosttourbookings.com. Coming up, if you're looking for something sweet, forget about the candy and learn about a hound hunting for a home.
We'll tell you more about a furry friend in need of help up next in Pet of the Week.
And Halloween night will be featuring some chilling temperatures, but a warm-up is on the way. Coming up after the break, I'll let you know how November's looking. Stay with us. Welcome back to OU Nightly. A beautiful day on campus. Not a cloud in the sky right now. We are seeing nothing but beautiful sunny skies. 48 degrees, some sunshine out there. Feeling a little chilly though, feeling like 41, so definitely want to bundle up if you've got any afternoon classes out there. Currently all across the Sooner State, we are seeing those temperatures well above the freezing point. 48 right now in Norman, 47 in Oklahoma City. A little bit warmer in the Panhandle, and then along the Red River, we're seeing some of those low to middle 50s and some of those 40s up in the northern part of the state. But we are seeing some chilly conditions due to a north wind, so that is helping fuel some of those chilly temperatures. Right now we're seeing a north wind out of the north at 19 miles per hour here in Norman. Those wind chills in effect as well with those winds from the north as well, feel more like 41 in Norman and 39 degrees in Oklahoma City. But if you are planning to go out tonight, whether that be trick-or-treating or any other Halloween-related activities, by 7 p.m. we're going to start to see those temperatures start to drop off into the lower 40s and eventually the upper 30s, and we're going to be seeing those temperatures tonight reaching the upper 20s for overnight lows. So definitely a ghoulish and chilling forecast in place. But taking a look at the air mass over the next few days, we're going to be seeing a ridge of high pressure here, and that is going to be keeping us precipitation free. We will be seeing a low pressure system off to our west, but we are not expecting to see any precipitation from that, and so we are going to be seeing a pattern of some dry conditions, and that is also going to correspond with some warmer temperatures, which is a good thing if you do enjoy those warmer temperatures like myself. But we will start to see a warm up in place, so not looking at any freezing conditions for the daytime highs anytime soon, but we are going to be starting to see those temperatures on the increase and back to some above average temperatures as well, which is a great sight to see. So for tonight, if you are planning to trick-or-treat or be out and about, 27 for an overnight low in Norman and Oklahoma City. Everyone is going to be below freezing, so make sure you do have those precautions in place. But tomorrow we're going to be warming things back up, still below average. Our average high for this time of year is 67 degrees. We'll be at 52 in Norman and Oklahoma City, but keeping those sunny skies in the forecast. So next 7 days are going to be offering a lot of those sunny conditions, and as you can see, we are going to be seeing a warm-up as well, so we definitely are going to be seeing those temperatures back above average, a lot of sunshine, and not much in the way of rain chances over the next 7 days, so that's a pretty good forecast, if I say so myself.
Yeah, I agree, Hunter. Now, I do have to ask, what is your Halloween costume?
I'm going to be a nurse tonight because I have to work, so.
Oh, well, there you go. You know, I think we should do the same. Go as news anchors, Kaylee.
Great idea.
Well, while you're out trick-or-treating tonight, the Second Chance Animal Rescue has a sweetie for you to take home. OU Nightly's Kaylee Fan has more on the shelter's oldest pup in our Pet of the Week.
He's a big sweetie, and he's just an absolute gentle giant. He likes big hugs. He likes leaning into you. He's always wanting to be petted, wanting just to be close.
This cuddle bug is Toblerone, a 5-year-old mixed breed dog at Second Chance Animal Rescue. He arrived a few weeks ago after being set to be euthanized at another shelter.
This is the biggest dog that we've had come in, and also the oldest that we've had come in since we've reopened.
Goebel says Toblerone is neutered and has all the vaccinations he needs to be adopted, which is good, since his greatest wish is to be around people.
He so wants to be close to people, but he doesn't necessarily want to be doing everything.
In fact, he wants this so much that he'll do most anything to be with people.
Toblerone is very down for whatever. He will wear clothes. He's very good at doing what you would like to do with him, so long as he can be around you while you're doing it.
Like every dog, he loves long walks, snuggle sessions, and playing with other dogs. But he prefers to keep it lower energy due to his age.
He likes to lay around. He would be great just sitting there on the couch with you while you pet him.
While he wants a more chill life, Goebel says Toblerone is always first to greet new people, eager to put himself out there and worm his way into hearts to find a home.
He'll always be at the front of his pen, just looking at you with these big old doe eyes, just saying, please, like, let me out for a second, like, just to get a hug, or just to be close, or just to get a pet, or a treat, or just go for a walk.
Reporting from Second Chance Animal Rescue, Kaylee Fan, OU Nightly.
If you or someone you know is interested in Toblerone or any of the other pets from Second Chance, visit their website at secondchancenorman.com. You can also call the sanctuary at the number on your screen. It's never too late to help a pet in need. A former Sooner is shining in the Fall Classic.
OU Nightly's Darby McCormick has the latest on the World Series coming up. The NBA season kicked off this past weekend, and a former Sooner is making an impact on his team. Next in sports. Hello, I'm Darby McCormick, and it's time for sports. Despite the loss to Kansas, Dylan Gabriel had his own personal win this week. Gabriel was named a top 10 finalist for the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and became a member of the Davey O'Brien class of 2023. Despite these accolades, QB1 did not get to use his passing game a lot in Lawrence. Brent Venables explains why Gabriel's performance is successful when it reaches middle ground.
Again, I think having a balance to what you do is important, and you attack people. Explosives are a real thing. Obviously, having some success throwing the ball can open up opportunities to run the ball as well. And so we got to do a good job every week to have the kind of balance that you want, and always having an aggressive mindset. You have to be able to throw the ball, to win at the highest level.
As the Rangers won Game 3 of the World Series 3-1, a former Sooner literally stepped up to the plate, or the rubber in this case. John Gray came in as emergency relief after Max Scherzer sustained a back injury. Gray shut the Diamondbacks down for 3 innings. This was the 9th road game that the Rangers have won this postseason, becoming the first team to do so in MLB history. Heading back up I-35, the OKC Thunder dusted the Detroit Pistons last night. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dominated the court, banking in 32 points, while rookie Chet Holmgren blocked 4 shots. Both aided in 112-124 win, their first one at home. The Thunder face the Pelicans tomorrow at 7:30. Speaking of former Sooners in the pros, Trae Young played a fantastic game against the Timberwolves. He scored 29 points, had 8 assists, 14 for 16 in free throws, and is 3 for 4 from deep. OU women's basketball will hit the court one last time this preseason tonight in the Lloyd Noble Center at 6 against West Texas A&M. Sooner fans are encouraged to get spooky, as other OU teams will pass out candy to celebrate Halloween. For the first time ever, men's basketball will host a game for students only in McCaslin Fieldhouse on November 30th against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Head coach Porter Moser created this idea to celebrate the impact and atmosphere that students create while watching their games. OU women's golf finished second in the Hurricane Invitational individually. Sophomores Isabel Schlick and Savannah Barber tied each other for third. Emily Faith, Kaylee Joe.
Thanks, Darby. Coming up on OU Nightly, everyone deserves a little Halloween spirit.
We'll tell you about the superheroes dressed as superheroes bringing spooky season to all. Next.
At the OU Nightly update desk. An Oklahoma man is now behind bars after police say he made threats on social media against a Maine school district. Fairfield County Police say the district closed down for the day as they looked into 32-year-old Edward Timothy Daw. They say Daw used to be a student there. Court records show Daw is charged with terrorism hoax and for violating the Oklahoma Computer Crimes Act. Daw's bond is set at $1 million. Kaylee Joe, Emily.
Thanks, Abby. Now, many kids look forward to Halloween each year, and MedStar, an emergency services company in Fort Worth, Texas, is making sure pediatric patients get to join in on trick-or-treating.
The kids have medical conditions that affect their mobility, so paramedics jumped to help them fill their bags with candy. The patients rode door-to-door in Halloween style, complete with decorated ambulances and costumes for all.
Well, the time for trick-or-treating here in Norman is creeping up.
OU Nightly meteorologist Hunter Brittingham has one last look at the thrills and the chills for the night. Hunter?
That is right, ladies. Well, after one more cold night tonight for Halloween, we are really going to be warming up to get our month of November started. So temperatures approaching average, and by the latter half of the weekend above average. So that is a great change of pace after the freezing conditions that we have been seeing, but the remainder of the next 7 days are looking to be warming up with sunny conditions.
Thanks, Hunter, and thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Emily Faith.
And I'm Kaylee Jo Hommel. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays. Good night.